All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Blake, and this is Fat to Fit. Today, we're going to go for a walk in the desert. All right, we got our desert thing going. So basically, all I'm doing today is I'm going to walk in place. We're going to go for about half an hour and going to do the best we can to just do a little bit of walking in place. Might vary it up a little bit throughout it, and just do a couple jumping jacks to get things moving. Also, can maybe do like a little bit of high knees, or kind of butt kick. But basically, the whole point of this is to just get up and be happy. If you're at the gym and you're on a treadmill, this might be a lot better thing to watch than the news or whatever's on there. At least we're on a hike. Now, most days, I go for a hike or go for a bike ride in the morning, and I'll record it. Today I did not do that, but I have tons of things in the backup. So we have this. Hiking is a really big passion of mine. I love hiking, but man, I've really managed to kind of lose some motivation. So as a result, I am starting this. So the dream is that people will be able to follow along, and you can kind of do it at your leisure. My dream would just be to have a small community of people, or just a community of people, size doesn't even matter, that kind of follow along with me. And I'm going to try my best to post these videos every day, but we shall see. I know my lighting is fairly horrible. Lights are on the way. I'm also I have a lavalier mic on the way as well, so we'll go with that. But really, I've just been noticing, man, I got on the scale the other day, and I am like heavier than I've ever been, and man, I remember like 50, 60 pounds ago. It only happened once in my life. That was the lightest I ever was by far. But I got all these compliments. People are like, oh, about my looks and stuff. And it was really weird because I'd never felt that before. But anyway, I want to feel it again. So we're here. We're just getting motivated. Even if I don't get down that much, I'd like to really try to lose 50 pounds. And this is a way to start. Beautiful hike here. This is in Utah. We're going to see a whole bunch of arches on today's hike. Well, I don't know if we'll actually see a bunch if we'll get that far. So I don't know. If anybody is out there joining me, thank you. So now we're just going to watch this video. All right, I'm going to do a couple more jumping jacks. And then just right back to walking. Now, I've never really been too good at social media, so we'll see. It's like, how do I create a community? How do I get other people involved? Even just one other person who did this with me would be amazing. Basically, I have a job that starts in the beginning of September, so kind of waiting for that to happen. And in the meantime, I'm going to try to figure this out. And once September comes, I'm going to continue doing this, but it should be on a more consistent schedule. Like right now, I'm just kind of how it fits into my day, just doing it. But I'm going to try to be a lot more consistent with the time. So maybe that'll help too. I mean, obviously you can go back and watch these, but it would be cool to be live, because in theory, there might be somebody watching who I can chat with, and we can kind of encourage each other or offer some sort of motivation, things like that. Very excited about the opportunity. I'm going to do some butt kicks. And again, you can feel free to kind of run along, you jog in place for this. Just walk in place. Do some high knees. So, for whatever reason, today I had a little bit of trouble motivating. I didn't go outside and do my cardio. No real excuse for that, but still here. Still going to turn this on. And very pretty too, I mean, it's not live, but I don't even think I could do any of the hikes live. I don't think the technology really exists for good enough internet service in all the, even on like closer hikes, really, it kind of drops down in a lot of places. So we'll see. But the benefit is I have been doing a ton of recording over the past while. So there are tons and tons and tons of videos that we can watch here. And like I said, maybe you're in the gym, you just put this on mute and watch it. Alternatively, listen to me right here, or crank on some music, put this on mute, whatever you're into. I just feel like it's a lot cooler than most of the crap they have on in the gyms. Not that it's bad to catch up on news. I'm going to grab a small pair of dumbbells and just walk with those for a little bit. So we're going to go for about half an hour today, about 7 minutes in. So 23 minutes to go. I kind of wish I had some lighter weights. These are 10 pounds and probably a little too much. So tomorrow, I was going to go on a overnight backpacking trip, and don't worry, I'm going to film it, but it is just a one-night trip. So I'll just say this today, right now, to keep myself accountable, but I'm going to try to just come out in the morning and do some weight training. We'll still watch this video together or watch a video together, but I'm going to be doing more strength training that whole time. All right, good enough with the weights. And right back to walking in place. And some people might see this and just think, how silly I am, but that's okay. I mean, if it gives me a reason to just be a little bit active, it's all good for me. Maybe if I do something really stupid, it could get a bunch of clips and then more people will join along. So, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who do kind of struggle with their weight or struggle to find exercise. So doing something like this will be really productive, but it's like, how do I interact with those people? The issue I have is that, at least for the stuff I've found on YouTube, is that a lot of it's really kind of advanced, even the beginner stuff. I think there's a lot of, kind of people whose life is exercise or training and stuff like that. I think they're they kind of forget what it's like to be much less of a athlete, because even what's really easy for them might be extremely challenging for others. So I was just thinking, make something that we can all just do, hang out. We have a beautiful background. Again, if you get annoyed by me, feel free to mute it. You can just kind of watch it and then, maybe give an excuse just to get up and imagine that we're walking. I'm going to try to do some high knees again. And again, feel free to join me on some of these exercises, or feel free to just walk or do as you please. Another beautiful arch coming up to here. I really like this camera. Shot it in 4K. A lot of this stuff, I've just been kind of video recording everything that I go do, which is a bit weird. I suppose people react weirdly to it, but I I get that people don't want their privacy intruded upon, but I think what people forget is that most people are carrying around a cell phone, which has cameras on both sides of it. So, and just that cameras are everywhere, like in buses, stores, like restaurants, like everywhere you go, there's cameras, but maybe you just don't notice it. Usually I wear mine on I have this thing that goes around my neck for hikes. Just because I find that's the easiest. There are like chest mount ones, but that's way more straps to deal with, and it's a bit lower. I think it's kind of nicer, a bit higher up. So anyway, that's what I've been doing, and I try not to be intrusive. I'm not trying to catch anybody do anything crazy. I just thought it might be fun, either to just have those videos playing in the background for some kind of ambiance for myself, or I didn't really know if I would be doing this exactly with the videos, but I'm very happy to. So, and I have a whole bunch of cool stuff, so we'll be able to watch that together. And like I said, I also have, I'm very fortunate. I live in a beautiful area where there's a ton of activities to do, so I'll be able to go outside and film a whole bunch of new videos too. So this part of it will be kind of cool, or at least I'm hoping. Let me know your thoughts. I've kind of been messing with my house a little bit. Well, I don't live in a house. I live in a small rent subsidized apartment, but I've been getting it set up a little bit different. And yeah, I do live in a beautiful, very wealthy area in Colorado. And for better or worse, I unfortunately am not on the upper end of the scale. But I guess in my mind, it's kind of like, sure, maybe I could make a little bit more money somewhere else or have a better title or something at work, but it's fun to live somewhere where at least it's super beautiful every time I step outside, or I can drive to places like this video over here. Am I doing it right? Am I pointing the right direction? So, and I really like that, to at least have the option. Like I said, I have kind of been slacking lately for sure, but the whole purpose of this is to get back into it, hold myself accountable, and go. I guess, I don't know. Anybody know how to build a community or any suggestions? I'd really just like to have a positive, super happy community that we all just kind of encourage each other to exercise and become even just a little bit fitter. And I know, a lot of people aren't as lucky as me to live somewhere where there are so many kind of beautiful free outdoor activities surrounding you. But even myself, it's like I've been having trouble getting motivated. That's why I've kind of put on the pounds. But I know a lot of people live somewhere where that's really not even an option. So, you might not have stuff that's cool around you, or, I know a lot of places I've been or lived in the past, like, it's not super inspirational to go outside. And I know how the gym can be, gym can be terrible. And like I've said, I've even tried watching a bunch of YouTube videos that are targeted at beginners, but I just find them hard, man. So here we are. If that works for you, though, that's awesome. But hoping to find a little niche in here somewhere that maybe there's people that will join me. People that know me well will know that I'm quite chatty, which might be an understatement. But I can also be quite an introvert as well. So all sorts of different stuff, just kind of swinging the arms. I must say, this is the hottest apartment I have ever lived at. I don't really know why. I'm on the second floor, so I know, heat rises, obviously. But it is literally and where I live, it doesn't get that hot out. But inside, like if I don't have a bunch of fans running, I even ended up finding like a used air conditioner, and got that because it is so freaking hot. But it'll get easily over like 80, 85 if I don't monitor it at all. All right, I'm going to pick up a weight again. And I'm just going to stand with it in my hand. This is a kettlebell. So I have tried to get myself set up with home gym equipment. I found that, I don't know, I don't really like going to the gym. I feel like I pay the membership and then sometimes I don't go. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of intimidating and annoying. And I don't really know what I'm doing. So I've kind of tried to set myself up at home here. So if you're going to join along for the strength exercises, and I'm just kind of passing this around and holding it. I think this is called a suitcase carry. In a lot of instances, people walk around with a suitcase carry. I'm just going to walk in place with it. So basically what I'm trying to say is I've just been trying to set up a home gym. I don't really find the motivation or desire to go to a gym for a number of reasons. So I'm going to try to do that. I got kettlebells because there is a large community out there who seems to think kettlebells or kettlebell swings are like one of the greatest exercises in the world. There's also the Turkish get up, but I can't seem to get the form down. I really need somebody to probably help me with that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to use the kettlebells for kind of suitcase carry like we're doing now. You can also do a farmer carry, which when you have something in the other hand as well. But I read that it's much more beneficial to just do a suitcase carry because it's so, like your body has to compensate because there's the weight pulling down on this side. So it's much more difficult and then just a better exercise as a result of that. But anyway, so we also have kettlebell swings. So I'm already doing those on my strength days. And, there are a lot of proponents for kettlebell swings. Again, I am not a trained exercise person by any means, but it does kind of make sense, of the benefits, because of the motion of it is a bit unique compared to any other exercises I've really know about or done. So maybe that'll be beneficial. And I have started eating, I don't know if healthier is the word, but I've been listening to a bunch of podcasts and stuff, and it seems like higher protein is the way to go. I'm definitely not doing anything like I'm not eliminating carbs by any means, but I am just trying to eat way more protein. I've been having boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs a lot, and I just bought some more meat. I've been having smoothies. I did get some whey protein and creatine, which people seem to recommend. Because a lot of the stuff I've read kind of indicates that a lot of it is really more to do with diet than it is exercise. Who knows? So I'm going to try to attack it from both sides. If I'm honest, I still think I'm probably eating too much. I'm not in a calorie deficit, but I have way upped my protein. And I find that as a result, just by default, I've kind of been having less sugar. I guess in my smoothie every day, I've been putting in a little bit of juice and fruit and stuff. So there's that. So yeah. All right, so now we're just going to keep walking and enjoy the beautiful view. Getting some butt kicks in. There's some high knees. jumping jacks. And back, just kind of walking. So I don't think I've had a single person join in on the lives yet, but that's okay. I'm just going to keep doing it. Like I said, my production quality, I realize, is still pretty poor. I mean, my lighting is terrible. But 3 days ago, I was just like, I got to hit record. Hopefully it'll keep me accountable. And here we are. All right, so we're now at about past 20 minutes, so about 10 more minutes to go, and then we'll go on with our weekends. So excited for my hike tomorrow. It should be good. I think it's like 7 or 8 miles one way, camping for the night and then coming back. I'm excited about that. Should be fun. What about you guys? If anybody does watch this, are there any weekend plans you have or anything? I just keep thinking in my head, like, this is going to be tough if I talk the whole time. I mean, obviously strength days, I can't talk when I'm doing the exercises. You don't want to hear me just be like, but in theory, eventually there'll be other people watching, so that'll be cool. But worst case, still just showing up, holding myself accountable, and getting a little bit of exercise done, even on days like today when I wasn't the most motivated to go outside. So that's okay. Just do this with you guys. That's my cheat plan though. So if I most days can get motivated to go and do some sort of cardio and record it, not only will I get the cardiovascular exercise from that, but then I'll do this along with you guys and kind of double up a little bit. That's my secret. Feel free to go out and do whatever you want with the rest of your lives, but that's what I'm going to try to do with at least a portion of my life. So I don't know. I got 3 subscribers. I put out a short. I think I need to put out more shorts. That's going to help. Maybe people will see that and think like, all right, let's go. And I don't know what the ideal demographic is. Like if I was just like super ripped with an 8-pack, that seems to be what most fitness like YouTubers are. That is not me. But at the same time, I'd like to consider myself just more approachable. Like I said, even a lot of those beginner focus kind of videos are, they're freaking hard. Okay, so that's where we are, the Devil's Garden Trail. I'm taking a picture. All right. Oh yeah, over here, this one's awesome. I think this one's called Landscape Arch, and very cool because look how like thin and fragile it is. Absolutely beautiful. So I do have some like much longer hikes. Like I went on a 3-night, 4-day hike and I recorded the entire thing. So maybe that's something cool we can do. We can kind of go through and do the whole thing. So anyway, I do have another YouTube channel where I'm posting these and I'll talk more about just the hikes themselves. But I thought it'd be cool to do this too, because the idea of the other one is more like, again, either have it on in the background as like while you're on the treadmill or at the gym or whatever. So you have something to look at that's not the news. Nature's a little bit cooler potentially. In my mind, it is anyway. But for the hike ones, that people can also like, kind of the idea is what to expect. So I think each day I'm kind of trying to improve at least one thing. I think the microphone was actually set up incorrectly on maybe the last 2 streams. This one looks a lot better, / maybe even too high. So we'll see how that turns out. Sorry about that, but trying to improve at least one thing at a time and kind of go from there. And if you guys do have any feedback or anything, feel free to leave a comment. I love that it's like concurrent viewers 1, concurrent viewers 0, chat rate 0, views 0. So, but that said, only place to go is up. You can't have -1 viewers. So, all right, so we're approaching just a few more minutes left. I'm gonna just do a couple more things. Then we do some jumping jacks again. Get my blood flowing. Oh my gosh, my watch is like, are you done with your workout? Oh, that's so rude. Yeah, so here's landscape arch here. Just gorgeous. And I think this is like a 9-mile loop or so. So, like I said, for a lot of these, maybe it'll be cool to watch the whole thing in segments. We could have like a week-long Devil's Garden loop where we hike the whole thing together. But we'll see. I mean, I'm thinking more in the summertime, have this. I mean, in the winter, there are some winter activities I like to do. I like to go kind of cross-country skiing or alpine touring, which is pretty cool, and that'll be fun to watch and maybe something different. But then again, we can also kind of dig into these archives and take a look here. Absolutely beautiful. So, I mean, I'm sweating a little bit, partially because it's just so hot in my apartment, but definitely got the heart rate going, which is good. And we just have a couple more minutes. If anyone does watch this or sees this, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Again, if you do have any feedback, feel free to reach out to me. My name is Blake. And I don't know, I think I did create an email address. I don't really remember though. So, I think I'm changing the battery now. I gotta go through and edit these a little better. But it's been a pleasure. Like I said, my goal tomorrow is, I do have that long hike that I want to kind of get started on, but I want to make one of these videos too. So we'll see what happens, but I'd like to come and do just some more strength workout. I don't want to be skipping. And I haven't come up with an exact plan for me. I have been kind of researching that, like what's the most ideal in terms of like cardio versus weight training. Seems like weight training like every other day would be the maximum, maybe a little bit less. Some people think like, you should take at least one full rest day per week. So like I said, my schedule for the next month is kind of all over the place. But after that, when I'm working full time, I will be on a more consistent schedule for all of us, which will be nice. All right. Well, as I'm getting my stuff all packed in, thank you guys so much for joining me today. And yeah, we showed up. We did it. You know, all it takes is just getting up. I honestly feel a lot better. Got my blood pumping a little bit, which feels nice. I'm a little bit, didn't really break a huge sweat, but still feel good. I hope everyone has a wonderful day and enjoy it. See you later.